Hello and welcome. My name is Nadine Al-Hanady from Hanady Holistic Health and the founder of Kambo Balkan right here in Belgrade, Serbia. It is a pleasure to be with you here today. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching me. I only recently started filming these videos and getting myself out on YouTube. So please feel free to let me know how I'm doing by liking or commenting, subscribing. Yes, that would be great. Thank you so much. Okay, so I am a holistic therapist. I help people get to a place of perfect health, perfect happiness, and even perfect fitness if you so wish. And I do this in the fastest, easiest, most enjoyable, and most affordable way possible. And of course, the most natural too. So today we're going to be talking about something exceptionally exciting and exceptionally special, and that is Kambo. It really is a very exceptional substance, and one of the reasons I say that is because currently thousands and thousands of people around the world are benefiting from the medicinal, therapeutic, meditative, and even spiritual effects as a result of Kambo treatments. So what do I mean? So many people with conditions like addiction, anxiety, depression, multiple serious illnesses and disorders, even some difficult things like multiple sclerosis and cystic fibrosis, infertility, menopause, all of these things. So the lives of people with all of these things have been greatly benefited by the use of Kambo. So Kambo is a traditional Amazonian sacred medicine that comes from deep within the Amazon jungle. And what it is a very intense cleanse. So I touched on this in my previous video about holistic health, and I'm just going to run through it quickly one more time. The natural state of the human being is perfect health and perfect bliss. Therefore, when we remove any obstacles to our body functioning well, which is normally something like a toxin, a chemical, a trauma, or some kind of stress stored somewhere in the mind or body, then the body is able to restore itself, to heal itself, and to come back into a state of balance. I will be sharing some testimonials and success stories on Kambo a little bit later. And you can also have a look at the Kambo hashtag on Instagram to get a better idea of the results people have had from people that are completely unconnected to me. So amongst many things, Kambo is the strongest natural antibiotic, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antifungal, and antimicrobial on the planet. Yes, this is one of the reasons why 70 different pharmaceutical companies have now patented Kambo worldwide, and they are attempting to reproduce it. However, none of them have able to come to any kind of results that are similar to the original treatment in its original form. And I am fortunate enough to be one of the 300 people in the world that is able to provide the original treatment in the original form. Also, it is very common for people to carry heavy emotions from traumas, losses, and things like war, for example. And these carry a weight, these bear a weight on the body and the brain. And these things also take you away from your natural state of health and happiness, bit by bit, layer by layer. So Kambo works on both a physical and mental, emotional, energetic level to remove these layers bit by bit. However, Kambo is also a very intense experience, and it is not for everyone. It is also a little unorthodox, I warn you. However, I get into this in more detail a little bit later. What exactly is Kambo? So Kambo is the glandular secretion of Philomedusa bicolor, which is the giant monkey tree frog. So Kambo doesn't come from a viper or a plant or a weird looking reptile. It comes from a cute little frog that actually loves to be harvested or milked. And the thing that is being harvested or milked are the glands which release a secretion. Now, this secretion contains something called bioactive neuropeptides. So bioactive neuropeptides are chemical messengers that communicate between the body and brain. So So they activate specific and beneficial processes within our body and brain. So our brains run everything, they are the command center. So when processes come as a message directly from the brain itself, they are more effective. Because the Kambo substance is so similar to our own DNA, it is able to pass through the blood-brain barrier. The blood-brain barrier is where so many chemicals and medicines fail because they are seen as toxic and foreign, which they are. FYI, so many inflammatory diseases actually come from chemicals that we put into our body that are in our foods or in drugs. And these things cause an inflammatory response in our body. And inflammation is a kind of stress. Inflammation is also the reason for things like autoimmune disorders and things like rheumatoid arthritis. However, the peptides within Kambo communicate with the brain very well, which is what allows for the deep detoxification and purification process to unfold, especially within some hard-to-reach areas. This is one of the reasons why Kambo is so effective and has helped so many people, and why pharmaceutical companies are now attempting to copy it. Because when you remove stress and toxins from the body, what are you left with? A body that is able to rebalance itself, right? I go more in depth into this in part 1 of my Mind, Body, Soul documentary called The Body. Kambo was used for hundreds of years by hunters and warriors in the Amazon, giving it the name hunting magic or the warrior cleanse. So the hunters would take Kambo the night before a hunt, and the next day they would experience better reflexes, sharper senses, more in tune with themselves and with nature. It would also make them stronger, faster, and better at catching prey. The hunters would also eat less and sleep less as a result of how well their bodies were optimizing energy. So it's not quite Bradley Cooper's NZT pill from Limitless, but it's as close and as legal as you'll get. This is why Kambo is also a pretty great way to enhance athletic and professional performance. So Kambo was also used to overcome panema, which is the jungle word for the bad cloud of negative energy that is associated with things like bad moods, irritation, bad luck, behavioral issues, addiction, depression, and just bad attitude. So essentially what we call bad vibes. So Kambo was also used as a medicine and an immune strengthener against illness and snake bites. One of the stories behind how Kambo was discovered actually involved a medicine man who saw it in a vision and used it to save the lives of his entire dying village. So this kind of potency is exactly why pharmaceutical companies are now attempting to reproduce and synthesize Kambo. However, nothing is as potent, as effective as this original treatment in its original form. And I am fortunate enough to be able to provide this original treatment in its original form. Kambo was also used as an aid in meditation and to connect to the self and the soul and to answer the deep, profound spiritual questions of life. This is why Kambo is also a really great tool for meditation and soul searching. Overall, you can say that Kambo treatments bring the recipient closer and closer back towards its original balanced state of good health. Now, if you fast forward a few hundred years, Vittorio Spramer was a scientist that studied the Kambo substance. So Vittorio Spramer was actually a 2-time Nobel Prize nominee, and he is actually credited as the scientist that discovered serotonin. So serotonin is everyone's favorite happy chemical that comes from the brain, which is responsible for feelings of joy, elation, and happiness. So Vittorio Spramer studied the Kambo substance back in 1986, and he says, and I quote, "Kambo is an exceptional chemical cocktail with potential medical applications." So fast forward a few decades, and Kambo is now being used across the world for its profound medical benefits. What does a Kambo detox experience look like? So a Kambo detox experience lasts 3 hours from beginning to end, with the actual detox portion of it lasting approximately 20 minutes. I serve Kambo in ritual and in ceremony, giving reverence and respect to this powerful sacred medicine. Kambo was given in group settings to promote social bonding and a sense of community. Group energy is great. Friendships are often made and existing ones strengthened in the ceremony room. One of the reasons for this is the oxytocin that is released as a result of the experience. The role of oxytocin actually goes back to early man, where it was imperative for feelings of fulfillment and well-being and inclusion within a society. So oxytocin release is a typical biological reaction after an intense experience. Taking Kambo is certainly an experience, and it's not an easy one. This is what I meant about Kambo being a little bit unorthodox. So Kambo is a purge medicine. So the point of purge medicines are an intense detox and purification throughout the entire system on multiple levels, so mind, body, and soul. And with Kambo, the purification process comes in the form of sweating, shaking, shivering, nausea and discomfort, and vomiting. Yes, vomiting. It's not the most glamorous, but it is effective. If you are taking Kambo, you will be asked to fast 8 hours prior to your treatment and to arrive with an empty stomach. Delicate burrs will be made on your skin to expose the lymphatic fluid underneath. The Kambo substance will be placed on the lymph, and then the neuropeptides within the medicine will travel towards the heart and brain. This triggers the powerful detoxification process that is Kambo's signature. The peptides will cause smooth muscle contractions throughout your entire system, massaging the body through the inside out and also collecting toxins on the way. As decades of toxins begin to leave your body, you will experience various detoxification reactions as they surface. Essentially, you will feel all the toxins as they leave your system. These reactions include sweating, shivering, nausea, discomfort, heart palpitations, and vomiting. Bowel movements are also possible, however, they are less frequent. Decades of bile is ejected from the liver and the gallbladder to the stomach to clear. So after your purging process is complete, you will rest, relax, and replenish yourself with the refreshments available, and then you are free to drive home. So Kambo is one of the most amazing detoxes for your entire digestive system. For example, Sasha. When Sasha and I met, Sasha was living on steamed vegetables for 6 months because he could not eat normal food. The reason he could not eat normal food was because he had really intense stomach pain, candida, and mercury poisoning. After one Kambo treatment, Sasha was 70% better. After just one Kambo treatment, Sasha could eat normal food again. Now, many people benefit after just one Kambo treatment. However, for some people, especially for more long-standing serious conditions, it might take a few more treatments. One treatment, however, was enough, for example, for Gaia. So Gaia says, and I quote, "My Kambo experience was a revelation. I went in knowing the power of the medicine for cleansing and purifying, along with strengthening the immune system. What I didn't expect was the effect in my mind and my relationship with food, alcohol, and cigarettes. It was like my body realigned, and all that was left was to change the mental habit. I have not felt this strong and focused and centered in years. Full power. Full power. Thank you, Gaia." Another example is my client Mimi. Now, just after one treatment, Mimi said that Kambo definitely helped me combat my smoking addiction. Moreover, it had an amazing influence on my nervous system. I immediately felt a difference when it comes to my anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorder. In other words, it gave me peace of mind and I felt more relaxed. I lost a huge emotional baggage. I feel relieved. Also, I see improvement when it comes to my sleeping rhythms. I recommend this treatment especially to people suffering from depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, etc. Mimi also told me that she had a not very good habit of eating lots of cookies, cakes, ice cream, and sugar late into the night. She said that after her one Kambo experience, she didn't feel like eating any of that anymore. Her sugar addiction was just wiped out along with everything else, and along with another addiction. So that's one example of Kambo for addiction and emotional development. So another client of mine, Mile, who had multiple treatments, he had 3 in total, he said throughout his entire Kambo experience, "Nadine, I'm blown away by Kambo. Such a powerful medicine. I'm really grateful for the whole experience. I noticed myself stronger and looser, and my diet naturally changed. I changed many things. I used to eat a lot of sweets, but since I did Kambo the first time, I haven't had any. As time passes, I realize more and more the power of Kambo. Thank you again for showing me the medicine. It took me a while to write this testimonial. I was observing and enjoying the effects. When you are in tune with your body, many interesting things unfold, and Kambo puts you right there. It tunes you up with yourself. After my Kambo ceremony, I changed my diet completely. I developed some new healthy habits, dropped the old ones, lots of stress and fears are now gone. Being present was never easier. My life is changing and Kambo put me back on track. Thank you, Mile. And this is the power of holistic health, and this is the power of holistic treatments. What you need to understand is that the only thing standing between us and our full potential for health and happiness as human beings are layers of stress, toxins, chemicals, and conditioning. So once you remove these, the body is able to rebalance and enjoy itself, and so are you. And you probably think that something like this is super expensive, right? But it isn't, and we don't want to take things in that direction, because if we did, we wouldn't be better than any other industry. So one Kambo treatment is about the same as a dinner for two. So if you want to see how this marvelous, mysterious medicine works for yourself, and if you want to feel stronger, sexier, happier, healthier, more in tune with yourself and in harmony with your life than ever before, I encourage you to apply for a ceremony. So if you would like to apply for a ceremony or a treatment with me, please fill out my application form on my website, hanediholistichealth.com, as well as a medical history form. Now, if I feel that we are able to work together and I would be able to provide you with some satisfying results, then I will be in contact within 3 working days. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening. It is a pleasure to be able to share this with you. It is my passion and my purpose and my raison d'être. So if you like, please like. If you want to share your thoughts, please comment, and please subscribe. Helps me to bring the love to more people. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye.